I'm going to show you guys a full AI audit I did on myself to show you exactly what I do for businesses and how I streamline my whole process. So we have marketing, sales, onboarding, and service delivery. Obviously, we have the post, which are just simple referrals, reviews, but that's for a different video. So coming into marketing, all right, how do I market? Now, right now, honestly, a lot of it is purely referrals, okay, and this long form content. I get a lot of leads from this long form content and referrals because the second we implement and we show people that we have the value and we actually are doing what we say we're going to do, it's a no brainer for them and they go calling to their friends. Holy shit, we need to implement AI. What the fuck are you doing? You're going to fall behind. Really that simple. With something like this, like every business knows that they need it. Every business knows that it's going to be the future. AI is not fucking going anywhere. Okay? AI is literally not going anywhere. So you rather adapt to it or you get left in the dust. So marketing, LinkedIn and X posts. Okay? This is all automated. So 3 times a day, I have my text generator. Okay? This will create scraping Tavily. So Tavily is a web searching AI tool. It will scrape the internet, see what's popping in the AI, space, what's popping in the my niches space, and just search the web and get some context for the AI. There's a simple prompt in here to generate a text content that shows some value, shows what I'm doing in my business, and how AI can be leveraged for other business owners. Okay, then a image is generated using AI based off of this text. So it will generate an image based off of that text and add it to a LinkedIn post and as well make it shorter for a Twitter post. Okay, so that's just my automated forms of outreach. Unfortunately, I have not found a way to automate my YouTube videos yet. But when I do find that way, you guys will be the first to know. So no, I enjoy the YouTube videos, but okay. So as far as that goes, all right. So when I'm making these posts, the second that someone shows interest, comments on it, DMs me, any form of interest, they are automatically qualified to book a call. So if someone were to comment and say, "Wow, this is crazy," boom, instant reply. Hey, just shot you a DM. It'll DM them and say, "Hey, saw you commented on my post. What do you like about it?" Qualify them using my qualification and send them a booking link or automatically book them in a call from there. So once they chat with my AI agent behind my DMs, it'll say, what time are you free? Check my calendar and book them in automatically. Or send them a Calendly link if they would prefer that. All right. So right there, lead enters the pipeline. So just from them filling out the pre-booking form, all right, the agent does deep research on the prospect. So it takes their email, phone, name, LinkedIn URL, all of the qualifications in the lead form, and does deep research using Tavily once again. Okay. And it will find all of their information on LinkedIn, all of their information on their website, everything about them, and send a Slack message to the sales department. Okay. And it will say the lead name, the email, the website, the LinkedIn information, all the information that we could possibly need before getting on a discovery call. So we know everything about them, how they filled out the form, what they're looking for, everything. Okay, this just makes just the job easier for the discovery call, and so you don't have to go on their website, manually search, search through their website so you have context and you show up to the discovery call ready, because that's huge. If you can show up to a discovery call and you know what you're talking about and you know their business already, they're impressed and they shows that you care. So you automatically have that little edge. Okay, so pre-call, we're sending out emails and SMS, just saying, hey, excited for the call. Here's some testimonials. Here are some client wins that we've had recently. Here's what we've been doing, just to get them hyped up for the call, because we want to build the hype for the call. Okay, this is just through Go High Level. Okay, super simple. If you don't know what you're doing, once again, there's a link in the description. We do Go High Level, end-to-end, all automations throughout businesses. I've been in the space for a year in a market that's no more than 18 months old. So I know what I'm doing, and I've trained my team, and a lot of my employees are from my actual community. If you want to join the community, it's down below, and they showed their value. They showed that they know what they're doing, and I legit onboarded them onto my team. I don't know a single other community out there that legit has community members working for them and working in their business. So that community is specifically for that, and I show you exactly how to start an AI automation agency, AI automation firm, and how to actually begin the process of learning. And we have weekly calls, and that's how I get my employees, because they show me value and they're dogs. So following up 10 times. If still no response after 10 times follow up, we'll reactivate in 30 days. Okay. I don't find 10 follow ups disrespectful at all. A lot of people say that's too much, that's disrespectful. They can opt out at any time. Okay. But honestly, I've had leads follow up on the 10th time and say, hey man, super busy, was on vacation. Let's book a call later this week. I don't know. If they no-show, once again, back in the pipeline, we follow up 10 times, still no response, we'll reactivate in 30 days. Then in 90 days, then after that, they're done. Okay, discovery call happens. Now, into the sales department. Now, these little figurines are shown for where a human has to enter. All the purple is automation. So, legit, this is our first point of human contact. Okay, I do all my marketing completely automated. Other than this YouTube, everything else is automated. And even this YouTube is partly automated. All right. So just right there, the whole first lead gathering is completely automated for me. Now, when it comes to sales, number one, all sales calls are analyzed and scored. All right. We are tracking our close rate, our revenue generated, and coaching points for each sales rep. Okay. After each call, each sales rep gets their own document saying this is what you did good, this is what you missed on the script, this is what you could have done better, and this is what to do for next call. Every single call, they get their own document, and they have a link to the video, the recording. They can go back in and watch it if they need, and puts it in one big folder for the day. Okay. Now we have daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly reports of all of these single call reports put into one folder, and AI is taking this entire folder, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and analyzing what are common things that we're missing on, what are common points in the sales script that we're missing on, what are, what's our revenue generated, what's our team's close rate, everything. Okay, so this is all in N8N. Right, so Fathom call, summarizes the call, gives a report card, adds to our mass Google sheet with all of our reports. All right, each person has made a doc. It is adding that report, so that singular report to the doc, added to our Google Drive and sent to Slack. Okay, then on our daily, monthly, quarterly, we are getting all of the calls. Okay, so this is today's example. So all the day's calls, and generating a report, making one document, putting it in, and sending it to Slack to our department. So, hey guys, this is our daily review. Each person checks it out, sees how they did, sees how the team did, and how much revenue we generated that day. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I haven't figured out how to do discovery calls AI yet, but I will eventually. Okay. So once a discovery call takes place, we do the discovery call. We have all the information we need. Boom. All right. Right then and there, call summary is sent to the prospect along with action items and next steps. So, hey, this is what we discussed on the call. This is what we need to do next, and this is where you need to go from here. Okay. The call is transcribed and analyzed, and once the call is fully finished and we're good, then a automatic proposal is generated and sent as a draft to the person on the call, right? So whoever is on the call, it analyzes the whole entire transcript and creates a proposal based off of what we talked about and what we are. And so after this draft is I'll go to my email. I'll say, okay, everything looks good, or maybe I need to make a change. Go in there, make a little change, and send it off. All right, so that's completely automated. As well, it'll add the person on the call to the Slack team, get them warmed in, meet the team. They're not necessarily, on the team yet, but we'll just say, hey, if you have any questions, ask us here. We're happy to respond. And it gets them, it makes them feel like they've already joined before anything really happens. Okay. And after each call, the lead is added to our ClickUp. So this is the call summary. It will take the call summary, transcribe it, add to a Google Drive for later whenever we make a Google Drive for them, create the proposal, download it, add it to an email, send it to them, and then add to all of our ClickUp areas as custom fields. So what I mean by that is each prospect after a discovery call will have their name, the proposal link. So this is like the actual document that we sent off, the date, the Fathom call recording, and the beloved onboard button. All right, we will get into that later. This is my favorite part of my whole entire business. Now, so once prospect agrees with the proposal, they say, let's do it, baby. Okay. Contract and invoice is generated automatically. Okay. So based off of the call, based off of the proposal, we are generating a contract. All right. And we already have a template, automatically fills out the date, their name, everything we need, and send it off to them, as well as a Stripe invoice attached to it. So based off of the price within the contract, it'll send a Stripe invoice as well and say, once they sign it, the invoice will be sent. And little small, but this is pretty important. And this might be a little fake. If you're my client and you're watching this, I'm sorry, but my thank you note to you was in fact automated. But just helps with the buyer's remorse. So once they pay you, wait 5 minutes. So it looks like you're typing up a little custom thank you. Thank you so much, man, for paying me. You're the greatest. You're the best. But yeah, it's automated. So and it just sends a Gmail to them. Okay, it just sends an email saying, hey, thanks for the payment. Looking forward to working with you. Now, the beloved onboard button. This is my favorite part of the whole entire business. Okay, there's nothing that fucking fires me up like the fucking onboard button. Okay, because not only does that mean I got paid, but it's also sick as fuck. So the onboard button. Now, if your onboarding is manual and it takes any more than 2 seconds to click a button, then you are doing it wrong. Okay. Now, could this be automated? Yes, but I genuinely enjoy pressing the onboard button myself. So this does take a human step. Could it be automated? Yes. It could trigger off of a Stripe payment. Once a Stripe payment happens, the onboard button is clicked. But I like doing it myself because I legit enjoy it. So this little button right here, all you have to do is go to the lead. So once the lead pays, I go into our ClickUp. I find the prospect that paid, and I press this beautiful, beautiful little button. Now, what does this button do? What does this button do? Now, once the onboard button is clicked, it will create a client folder. So we have a shared Google Drive where we can share assets, ICPs, SOPs, photos, files, anything that we might need for the project is shared in our Google Drive that we are sharing with the client. It creates a client portal so that at any time in the project, if they want to see management, what's going on internally, any files, everything that they need. So if a client comes to me and says, hey, Chris, I don't really know, everything's getting kind of confused, go to the client portal, okay? Unless it's very urgent, go to the client portal, everything is in there. It also adds to-dos. So right the second they pay, based off of our discovery call with them, it will literally create to-dos for each team member saying what we need to do. So we need to get our client onboarded. We need to, create a chatbot. We need to create a sales system, sales analysis, and a calendar booking bot, whatever it is. Literally creates to-dos based off of our call. Then sends a welcome message to Slack. Super simple, but it's exciting. You want to get them hyped up and excited to join the team. So this is the ClickUp automation for the onboard button. Like I said, this could be automated, but I like doing it. So onboard button triggers this webhook, and this webhook will take the proposal, download it, extract all the text from it, and create a main client folder. Okay, this client folder will invite the client that we just onboarded using the email. It will share it to them, and then create a ClickUp folder, a ClickUp list with all the to-dos, and this is transcribing from the actual proposal that we sent over and creating the actual to-dos. So loop over, create tasks. So it's just creating around 15 tasks of what the internal team needs to do, and the client can see this live time too, so they can see the steps in the project, how everything's going. Is it in progress? Does it need an update? Does it need information from me? Whatever they need, they can all see it from their end. And then sends a welcome email and sends a welcome Slack message. It looks a little something like this. Welcome, first name, to Raw Growth AI. It's not exactly this, but you get the point. Welcome to Raw Growth AI. We're so happy to have you onboarded. Looking forward to the build. Here's all your assets. Here's our shared folder. So this is the Google Drive folder. Here's your client portal link where you can manage the project, see everything you need to know, and let's book your onboarding call. Okay. So next is our onboarding bot. I fucking love this business, man. I fucking love this. Guys, I literally have not, all I've done so far, well, if I do this, as I've hopped on a discovery call, I normally review the proposal, but if a closer's on this, I'm not touching this. I like to review the proposal so I know what's going out, and I click the button because I fucking love clicking the fucking button. I've come into 2 spots so far. 2 spots, okay? Onboarding bot. Client answers questions about the project. So they go to our onboarding bot, which is in the client portal, and they say, the onboarding bot gets them onboarded. Ask them all the questions we need to create a clear SOP of the project. So it'll say, what's your goal of this project? What does it look like when it's done? What is your win condition? Everything that we might need to know internally about the project so that we have expectations straight and we know exactly what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. Okay? What tools are you using? What integrations do we need? What passwords do we need? Everything we need to know. Okay? Once the client is done with the onboarding bot, it'll create an SOP document and a Miro board showing exactly the process of what it will look like as we do this project with them. With that, it will create onboarding slides. So this is huge, absolutely massive. So whenever the onboarding bot is finished, send a webhook, and it will create a literal onboarding slide. So we have our template of onboarding slides, but it will create their own personal, onboarding slide. So it'll say,
now
hey name,
to iPhone.
Really? It will create their own onboarding slide. So it will say, hey name, welcome to Raw Growth AI. Who are we? What do we do? What is this process going to look like? What is the timeline? We introduce them to the client portal, show them exactly how everything works, how it all goes down, how they can refer to project management, how, everything, literally everything. Past client wins, what their finished product is going to look like, everything customized to them. Okay, so all we have to do is hop on that onboarding call. We already have the slides, walk them through it, get any extra assets, sign them up for anything we need to do, and go from there. So onboarding call, unfortunately, like I said, this is manual. I have not figured out a way to do it automatically yet. Onboarding call, we set expectations. Like I said, what it's going to look like, how our process is, what they should expect. Get needed credentials and assets, sign them up for any platforms we need to sign them up for, get any passwords that we might need for the project, which we know because of our SOP created from the onboarding bot. So literally, we have everything we need. Okay, all we need to do is actually get the passwords from them and we can begin. and they can refer back to us anytime. So communication is very limited, and the only time they should need to come to us is if it's very urgent. And from there, it's literally just service delivery. Now you're just actually building the damn thing that they paid you to build, and it's paying you monthly, and it's running automatic. And if they come to you and say, hey, I want to change this, boom, we're in there for, they have, however many hours, depending on the monthly retainer that we have them on. And we say, yeah, let's do it. Or they say, hey, I want to add this. Let's do it. We'll add this. And guess what? They're looped right back to the start. So this is my business, all right? Obviously, I am an AI acquisition firm, so I know how to fucking do this, right? And this is my job, is to do this. So I know what I'm doing. But if you're a business owner and you're still doing all of this manual, like you don't have that edge on all of your competitors. And the early adopters are going to excel so much faster, and they are going to beat you out 10 out of 10 times, because this process alone, I have literally watched remove employees or move employees to things that actually move the needle. Okay. And you don't need to be focusing on onboarding your client, or writing proposals or writing invoices and contracts. It's a waste of time, and it's not actually moving the needle. What's moving the needle is actually what's making you money. So this tedious stuff can be completely automated, and there will be a point where AI can probably automate service delivery. And when we get there, we'll get there, and I'm gonna have to pivot. But for now, AI is the fastest way to scale, and the easiest way to scale, and the most efficient and future-proof way to scale your business and to actually gain an edge on your competitors. So if you want a system like this implemented into your business, or you want to figure out how AI can fit into your business, there's a link in the description. You can work with my agency. You can literally put yourself into this while we cradle you in the onboarding sales stage, and it is completely seamless for my client's end, my end, and it's a win-win for everybody. So if you want this implemented into your own system, link in description. If you want to learn how to start an AI acquisition firm, and you want to learn how to start, building AI and providing it for businesses to print you cash literally on autopilot, I have my WAP community down below. And if you know what you're doing, and you show you know what you're doing, maybe one day you will be on rawgrowth.ai. But until then, we have weekly calls in there, and I'm currently working on a full course, exactly how to start one from start to finish, and how I scaled my own to what I'm at now. So if you want to learn that, it's also down below. All of the tools I use and affiliate links are down below too. We both get a little kickback from that. You get some discount, and I get a little money. So it's a win-win there too. So if you want to learn, everything is down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.